when it comes to women's hormones. Stay tuned. We'll be talking about that. Yes, there was a moment that changed everything. Actually, I've got several moments that changed everything for me when it comes to women's hormones. I'll enumerate all of them for you because I think this is really the path of ahas that you have to have. Yes, you watching. Give me a shout out. Let me know who's here. I see Randy Weiss. Jill is here. Hey, Jill. Hey, Randy. See a bunch of people over here. Let me know who's here. So, my ahas need to be your ahas in order for you to have the same transition and transformation that I had with my health. You've got to have the same ahas. So I'm going to kind of talk about my journey because I know right now a lot of you're going to your board certified OBGYN thinking that they know everything about hormones. How many of you are doing that? Give me a hands up. Give me a hands up. Tell me honestly, how many of you are doing that? Got my post-workout hair here. I know a bunch of you, right? You're like, oh, I got it covered, Dr. Karen. I just go to my neighborhood HMO $30 copay doctor on my HMO list, and they're board certified. They got me covered. I don't need your help, Dr. Karen. How many of you are like that? You're like, I got it covered. I got a hormone doctor. I got an OBGYN. No. So that was me. I was that OBGYN $30 HMO copay doctor that you would have gone to like 15 years ago. I didn't know anything about hormones. Not a damn thing. But I didn't know that. I thought I knew all about them. And that's probably your doctor too. They know all about them. We had somebody said, was it you, Jill, yesterday, who said that your doctor told you that it was too complicated? Natural hormone treatment was too complicated. Oh my God, that is so classic. I'm like, I got to do, you know what came to my mind after that? Somebody posted that is that song, Give It To Me, I'm Worth It. That's what came to my mind. Give it to me, I'm worth it, right? Like, it doesn't matter how complicated it is. Our bodies are not simple. Like, we can do complicated things with our bodies. They need to be complex. Anything worth having, how many of you believe this? Anything worth having takes a little effort, right? You can go to any old store and get a Snickers bar in America. You can go to the gas and get a Snickers bar. But if you want healthy, organic, locally sourced food, like one of my favorites is those the microgreens. Oh my gosh, the sunflower microgreens. Ever define those babies, right? I gotta go find a farmer's market and I gotta find a local farmer's market where people grow the microgreens and harvest them and bring them. You can't find that at any gas station or supermarket. Anything worth having takes a little effort. So that idea that the doctor said to her, oh, hormone therapy is too complicated, that was too much. All right. So some of you are thinking, oh yeah, I got it covered. I'm good. I got it covered. But that was me. And you were going to me 15 years ago. And the truth is that your OBGYN doesn't know how to speak hormones. So that was one of the big ahas for me. Was my health was in the tank. I weighed 243 pounds. I could not lose weight. I had tried Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, Weight Watchers, Phenermine, crazy exercising, like the prepared foods. I had tried everything, portion control. None of it worked. And I knew I had a thyroid problem. You got to check out, we've got a couple podcast episodes coming out about thyroid that you will love. I was like, I know I have to have a thyroid problem because I'm overweight, I'm tired, I'm constipated, my hair is falling out, I'm cold all the time, my hands and feet. And I would check my thyroid and it would come back normal, right? The results would say reference range or normal. How many of that happened for you? Like, you check your thyroid. Hey, Kristen, Kathy, hi. Yes, so that was me. And it would come back normal. I'm like, oh, I don't have a thyroid problem. Like, what's wrong with me? I didn't know that I was doing the wrong test and reading them the wrong way. And so I really got to this hopeless, helpless place until I learned that I had been trained in one paradigm of medicine. Um, and what happened was I was working with this a woman who was my patient for years. She was in her 40s, like I was at the time. And she was having all the same thing: crazy, irregular, heavy periods, no sex drive. She couldn't sleep, which I went through that phase, and then I slept all the time. Hair falling out, GI disturbance, a little bit of dysthymia, not quite depression, right? All the things we get in our 40s. Which I learned in another podcast interview I was doing yesterday with Dr. Laura Bryden. She has a great term for that. So you definitely want to check out that podcast episode, the Hormone Prescription Podcast, available on iTunes and wherever you find podcasts. So that was me doing the tests that were all normal. And it wasn't until I was working with this woman, I call her Gina Davis because she looks like Gina Davis. And Gina Davis has had her own health struggles. I don't know if you followed her. She's an actress, and she's had weight problems, and she's gone up and she's gone down. And so I was doing all the $30 HMO copay doctor things with her, and they weren't helping her, right? She left with a fistful of prescriptions. But she came back and she's like, you know what, Dr. Karen, this isn't really restoring me to feel like myself again. She went away. I told her, okay, I'll see you next year at your annual, because I didn't have any other answers for her in my toolbox. She went away. Well, she came back a year later. I saw her at the end of the hall, and I was like, oh my gosh, she looks like a new woman. She looks like skinny Gina Davis. How many remember skinny Gina Davis? Very elegant, right? I was like, oh my gosh, couldn't wait to get her into an exam room and figure out what she had done, which I did. And she was the one who actually introduced me into this field of like root cause resolution, where you actually ask questions about why do you have the symptoms you have, and you do check hormones and you balance them. And she told me she went to this doctor in another state, and they did those things, and that they restored her hormones and she got better. So that was really what started me thinking, maybe I don't know everything about women's hormones, right? So the student became teachable. Most of us doctors are not. We stop being students when we become board certified, because we think we know everything. When you get that MD, board certification, I like to say MD, we think stands for minor deity. So we become closed-minded. And I became open-minded and teachable when I was in so much pain. How many of you have been open to new solutions when you've had enough pain? Pain will push you until your vision pulls you, is what I like to say. That's from Michael Beckwith, but it's so true, and it's part of my story. So Gina Davis, my patient Gina Davis, was one of my ahas in my hormone journey. So maybe you've already had that aha. Maybe you go to your gynecologist for your annual exam and pap smear, really knowing you're not going to get the answers that you need there, because you've asked them over the years, like, I can't sleep. I'm having more trouble. I'm waking up sometimes in the middle of the night. What should I do? And not once did they ever say, oh, we need to look into why that's happening. What did they say? Like, take some Tylenol PM or some Benadryl, or here's some Ambien or Lunesta, right? Like, they were never really that concerned about it. Or you said, like, I'm just not in the mood as much anymore, over the years. Or maybe you didn't feel comfortable saying that. Now, that's a sure sign that in your gut that doctor doesn't have the information to help you, when you don't even ask the questions or tell the symptoms that are really bothering you. I can't tell you, and I speak frankly, so if that offends you, then you probably don't want to stay. But I've talked to women in their 50s who say, I have never had an orgasm. And I say, well, did you talk to your gynecologist about this? And they say, no. That is a sure sign that you're not with the right provider. Okay. All right. I'm digressing. So let me get back on track. So you might have already experienced this and known that your needs weren't met there, but you didn't know where to go to get your needs met. How many of you have that? over here on Facebook, Instagram. How many of you know the HMO doctor is not really helping you create vitality, lose the weight that you need to lose? I see I'm frozen over here on Facebook. Sorry. Um, how many of you really know that? But because you've been taught your whole life that the doctor is the expert on health, you keep going there. You got to get your pap smears, your mammograms, all the things you got to get. But you really stop hoping for anything different, right? That was my own story with myself. And even going to my doctor she finally yelled at me one day and she's like, stop with this, Kieran. There's nothing wrong with you. You just eat too much and you don't move enough. She told me it was my fault. How many of you has that happened to? So that was one of my big ahas, was when my patient Gina Davis told me this. So I was like, oh, there's another way. And then I kind of went on this road to discover. Hey, I see some. Yeah, Jill says yes. Liz, hi. Menopause, good vibes. Oh, I love it. Amazing Grace, 1971. B Hood, 1900. Welcome. The Embodied Dietitian, welcome. Give me a shout out. Let me know who's over here. I see eyeballs, but I don't see names. You got to post for me to see your actual name on Facebook. So, hi, who is it? All it says is Facebook user. All right. So that was one of my big aha moments. So I've had many others. So I really got it that hormones were an essential part, because when I finally did the right tests and read them the right way and found out I had hormone imbalances and I started correcting them, it was like miraculous. Sleep, energy, weight started coming off, mood, right? I had horrible anxiety and depression gone, mental clarity, gut healing, like all the things. Wasn't cold anymore, constipated anymore, right? All these things got better. So that was one part of my journey. But it's, I always say health is a journey, not a destination. How many of you really have this? I'll call it a fantasy, because it is, that you're going to get to a place, you're going to find that one thing, that one diet, that one supplement, that one exercise. The one thing is what I call it. And your health is going to be transformed forever. Your life will never be the same, and everything as well. Right? I mean, it's a nice fantasy, and there are people all over the internet marketing shit like that. Like, here's the one supplement you need. But if you're like me, you've tried plenty of them and they don't work, right? Because there's no one thing. It's all the things. And your body we're living, breathing animals. Our health is always changing and evolving and interacting with our environment, right? And the stress levels and what we eat and all the things. So you have to be always navigating, just like driving a car. You can't get in the car and go, okay, I'm putting the steering wheel to go that way. I'm going to put something on the accelerator to hold it down so the car's going to go. And I'm just going to sit here like this and let the car go. Right? I know it sounds stupid and silly, but I think that that's what some people think about their health. Like, you don't need to drive it and adjust, right? We just want the one diet. Just the one diet. That's putting the steering wheel one way and put something on like a brick on the accelerator, and then sit back. It don't work like that. Okay, so yeah, so initially I think I was progesterone deficient, I was thyroid deficient, so I got those balanced. But then what happened after a couple of years? Started veering off the road again with my health. Like, I wasn't feeling as great as I did initially. And so then I had to go back and do more tests and find out that I was then estrogen deficient. Everybody say estrogen deficient. No bueno, right? Estrogen is, what did Dr. Lara call it yesterday when we did her interview? It's your superpower. Estrogen is your superpower. I love that. It is so true. So then I was estrogen deficient. So then I had to add estrogen to my regimen. So lesson, right? First lesson is mainstream medicine gets hormones all wrong. They don't even do hormone testing. So I had to discover how to do hormone testing, do the right tests, read them the right way. Oh, you are hormone deficient, progesterone and thyroid. Supplement those, way better. A couple years down the line, not so bueno. Another test, oh, estrogen deficient, missing your superpower. So I had to supplement with that. So the second lesson is you got to test regularly. It is not just one hormone. Your hormones are these kind of moving little gremlins, kind of like the pets in your house. How many of you have pets? Anybody got pets? Over here on Facebook, Instagram, you guys got pets? What kind of pets do you have? Menopause Good Vibes says, yay, join your challenge. Yes, yes. Tell me your name, your real name, Menopause Good Vibes. Tell me your name so I know that you are here and I can welcome you personally into the challenge. Yeah, so I forgot to mention, challenge starts Monday, my hormone bliss challenge. Ooh, Leanne, thank you, Leanne. I will see you there. Super excited to have you. And thank you for joining me today. And who else wants to join us? You can click the link in the link tree on Instagram or on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching, and find out more and join us, because I attract the most super awesome women. I'm just saying. So if you're a super awesome woman, then you want to come. All right. So the second lesson there was you have to test regularly. That hormones, it's not set it and forget it. Remember that denture commercial? Like, oh God, what was their slogan? Like, set it and forget it might have been their slogan. They, like, you put a denture in and it stays forever, right? Your hormones are not like that. It's always navigating. Okay, so that was my second lesson. Then I had another lesson when I started feeling poorly again. And I was like, what's going on? Check my levels. Okay. Knew to do that. And I then was not absorbing the hormones I was using. So that's called something called tachyphylaxis. Tachyphylaxis, complicated word, tachyphylaxis. It just means that your body can't absorb more of the hormone. And so I had to switch from using a transdermal cream to using a pellet. What's a pellet? It's like a little rice-shaped hormone impregnated thing that gets implanted under your skin. So I had to do that. Hey, golly, 0701. So that was another lesson. I have had so many hormonal epiphany. That should be a thing, like hormonal epiphany. So many epiphanies. So this, I'll just share some of them with you because I can be really long-winded and you're like, just tell me what I need to know, Kieran. Okay, I can do that. So one of the other ones is this concept that in mainstream medicine, if you've had a hysterectomy, anybody here had a hysterectomy, and you're on hormone therapy, doctors believe, like it's a religion. It's not, it's science, but they have a belief, a faulty one, that you don't need progesterone. So estrogen is the foot on the accelerator of hormonal growth, and progesterone is the brake. Accelerator, brake. They need to be balanced. When they're not balanced, it can increase your risk for things like breast cancer, uterine cancer, right? Nobody wants that. So they need to be balanced. So regular doctors, I'll say basic doctors think that you only need progesterone if you have a uterus to protect the uterus against breast cancer. And they totally ignore the fact that those women need progesterone because they have boobies, which they could get breast cancer in. And if you're giving estrogen without progesterone, your foot is on the accelerator of growth in the breast and you can promote cancers. Totally ignoring the fact that women without a uterus have a brain that needs progesterone. You're actually, these sex hormones are more concentrated use in your nervous system and brain than anywhere else. So what does that tell you? They're important to preserve your brain and prevent dementia and Alzheimer's. Rates of dementia and Alzheimer's are markedly increased in women with age who do not use natural hormone therapy, right? Well, that might be something that your doctor might want to tell you. But I find that universally, women are not told things like this. They're just told, oh, you just need estrogen. You don't need to worry about the other. You've had a hysterectomy. So that was my other, oh my God, epiphany, aha moment. So now you know, and you got to go through all these aha epiphany moments too. Let me know, are these things that you guys have encountered, ladies, people over here on Instagram, my Facebook people? Have you encountered this? Anybody? Like my doctor told me I had a hysterectomy. I don't need progesterone. Anyone? I'm just curious. So let me know. Let me know in the comments. So that was another epiphany. Is like, oh my gosh, these people are so wrong. And then the other one is, woman came to me and she said, well, my doctor said I only need hormone therapy in menopause if I'm having two things, for hot flashes, and I'm not having hot flashes, and for vaginal dryness, and I don't have vaginal dryness, so I don't need hormone therapy. And I'm like, well, did he tell you that if you don't have hormones, that you're going to be 60% chance of being overweight or obese, you're at increased risk for dementia, your lifespan is actually shorter. Yep, lifespan shorter. You're at increased risk for heart attack and heart disease. You're at increased risk for osteoporosis. Golly says had hysterectomy but still have ovaries. Yes, doctor said no to progesterone. You need progesterone. Now you know. See, and this is like the epiphany still keeps coming. Like, just know, hopefully you understand my journey from being just a basic OBGYN doctor. We're not taught hormones, okay, to being where I am now. And now I am fluent in hormones. So that's what I help you with. So you're welcome. Golly. So I hope you guys will join me. Way more pearls and information like that in the Hormone Balance Bliss Challenge, which starts on Monday. But I wanted to share my journey of epiphanies with you so that you can have a little insight to these are the epiphanies you have to have too. Otherwise, you're sleepwalking through your health journey. You don't even know what you don't know. And the saddest lesson came from my mom, who is now 87 and has advanced Alzheimer's. How many of you have family members or friends or know people who have Alzheimer's and advanced Alzheimer's? Anybody? I think this has to be the most horrible disease on the face of the earth. She doesn't know who I am anymore. She doesn't know any of us in the family. And it's just an awful way to die and spend your last years on this earth. And I wish to God that I had known this information back when she was going through this journey and I could have gotten her on hormones, because maybe, just maybe, she might not have gotten Alzheimer's. Right? And I'll never know. And now it's way too late. It's far easier. You can prevent these things than once they become an issue to reverse them. So anyway, I know I leave you on a somber note, but if you love yourself and you want to preserve your health and you want to live as vitally alive and joyous and active as possible into your 80s, 90s, 100s, then please join me for the Hormone Bliss Challenge, because unfortunately, you don't even know what you don't know. You're not going to get the information that you need at the HMO doctor's office, because unfortunately, even though they're good people, they're just not taught this. And unless they've had their life turned upside down, like mine, from hormone imbalance, they're not going to become teachable, like I started this lesson by telling you. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Let's see what we're going to talk about mañana. Well, what do you guys want me to talk about? That's what I'm going to say instead of having my agenda. Okay, let's see. Point Guard Point Guard CEO. Hi. Hi, Julie. Jay Reebok. Hi. Same with my father. They need to tell both women and men about balding hormones. Shaking my head. That's exactly right. Balding hormones. Men who, it's the same thing. Oh, balancing. Okay, thank you. Sorry. But I like that term, balding hormones, right? That's kind of a cool term because it's what it does to your brain. It balds your brain. They do. So I'm sorry about your dad. It's horrible, horrible. And I don't want any of you here to experience that, please. So come get the information you need to make 80 fantabulous in the challenge. It's going to be super fun. It costs less than a tank of gas. I mean, really, like I spent $56 on a tank of gas the other day. It's less than that. It's super cheap for the value that you get. All right. Oh, Maylee says going to go and join now. Yes, join us. I will see Leanne there, Maylee there. Anybody else joining us? Let me know so I know to welcome you personally. And I want you to come and this video will be posted. Jill says I'm in. Awesome. These videos will be posted like in seconds after I'm done on both places, but don't post it now because the comments go away on Instagram. Wait till it's there and then you can post. And I want you guys to tell me what you want me to talk about these next few days, because I'm still going to go live every day until we start the challenge. Then I'll be in the challenge if you want to talk to me. So you got to come over there. But post it here and I'll look and see what you want me to talk about. And we'll talk about that. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Mwah! Much love. Love and blessings. Oh, my new closing. Peace, love, and hormones, y'all. That's my new ending. Bye.